Don't tiptoe to love someone. It's unstable. This isn't just a simple piece of advice, but a profound warning about imbalance in emotional relationships. Tiptoeing is a surrender of your own balance, leaving you standing weakly in the shadow of another without a stable foundation in your own world. In love, if you completely lose yourself just to please and accommodate the other person, the relationship becomes like dancing on the edge of a cliff, constantly at risk of losing footing and falling into uncertainty and confusion. This excessive dependency leads people to believe that the depth and strength of love come from endless sacrifice, while ignoring the fundamental rule: loving yourself is the foundation for loving others. True love shouldn't be a posture of tiptoeing. It's about standing firmly on your own inner ground and walking side by side with your partner. Losing yourself eventually causes emotional collapse, leaving you lost between loving and being loved. How to maintain your sense of self in love and avoid sacrificing too much at the expense of balance is a question we all need to reflect on. Let's dive into this topic and find a path to balance. Before we begin, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell. Let's go. Don't develop a one-sided misunderstanding of love. Love is not about unconditional sacrifice. It's an interaction based on deep respect and understanding. In true love, care and dependence on each other are not about filling an emotional void, but about growing together. In this relationship, we must not only care for our partner, but also maintain our own inner independence and integrity. Only then can we avoid losing ourselves in the emotional tides and find a stable foundation to stand on. True love is about mutual support and reliance, but this doesn't mean losing yourself. In a relationship, we need to find a balance between caring for and supporting each other while maintaining our independence and sense of self-worth. Love is not one-sided sacrifice, nor is it complete dependence. It's about growing together based on mutual support and understanding. When two people love each other, it's not to become another version of one another, but to allow two independent hearts to shine with their unique light in a shared space. Healthy relationships are based on mutual respect and understanding, not one-sided sacrifice or accommodation. When we view issues from our partner's perspective, we gain a deeper understanding of their needs and feelings. This mutual understanding is the foundation for lasting relationships. One-sided sacrifice, however, often causes one person to unknowingly lose their own needs and voice, leading to an imbalance in the relationship. Dependence is a natural need in love, but it should be based on trust and support. True dependence is about two people lifting each other up and growing together, not using the other person to fill an internal void. Dependence doesn't mean losing yourself. It means becoming stronger and more complete with the support of your partner. To prevent dependence from becoming overbearing, we must learn to set boundaries. In intimate relationships, establishing clear emotional and personal boundaries is key to maintaining psychological balance. No matter how close we are, we must recognize that respect and space between us help both hearts find the most comfortable position between independence and connection. Boundaries aren't a sign of coldness, but are a deep form of love and self-protection that make love more profound and make us stronger. Ultimately, maintaining a sense of self-worth is crucial in love. Along the path of a relationship, we may lose ourselves due to our partner's expectations, but it is by maintaining inner independence and confidence that we can find our true selves in the relationship. True love doesn't ask us to lose ourselves, but rather to continue showcasing our unique charm as independent individuals, built on mutual dependence and understanding. Only in this way can we maintain balance and stability in love and continue our journey together. Be careful, you might be falling into a dangerous situation. Standing on tiptoe seems like a gesture of getting closer, as if just trying a little harder could bring us closer to someone's heart. But this subtle imbalance actually hides deep risks. Excessive dependence and losing oneself are often the roots of emotional instability. When we sacrifice parts of ourselves in an effort to please the other person, Gradually losing who we once were, the relationship might appear close-knit, but it is quietly crumbling. In the moment of standing on tiptoe, while we may seem to touch the other person, the higher we stand, the more we lose. The emptiness and insecurity within us begin to silently erode our foundation. Excessive dependence is like an invisible shackle, binding us tightly to the other person. In such a relationship, we often start to give up our own interests, ideas, and needs, aligning everything with the other person's expectations and preferences. Gradually, the once independent individual transforms into a mere attachment, and our life revolves entirely around the other. We lose ourselves, and this loss isn't a temporary setback, but a long accumulated result. In this kind of dependence, personal growth stagnates, and the stability of the relationship is threatened. Overdependence is essentially the abandonment of oneself, and this abandonment will lead us into a fragile relationship that, although seemingly beautiful, is fundamentally unstable. The risks of emotional imbalance are often hard to detect. In the short term, we might feel that making a sacrifice here or there to accommodate the other won't affect the overall harmony, and we might even receive some recognition or rewards in return. But over time, deeper emotional dissatisfaction and inner exhaustion begin to surface. When we keep depleting parts of ourselves for the other person, neglecting our own needs and boundaries, the balance in the relationship begins to collapse. The initial attraction transforms into a burden, and the sweetness of love is replaced by invisible pressure and alienation. Eventually, we find that we've lost our self-confidence and don't even recognize ourselves anymore. The distance between giving and receiving love grows, and the cracks in the relationship become more evident. I once heard a story. A couple where the girl always centered her life around the boy, trying her best to accommodate his preferences and lifestyle. Whether it was hobbies or friendships, she gave way to him without reservation, even abandoning things she once loved. She thought that only by fully investing herself could she sustain the relationship and earn his love and recognition. At first, her efforts did indeed gain more of his care and attention, but gradually, she began to feel empty. She realized she no longer had personal space, and even her own voice seemed to vanish. She started losing her passion for life and doubting herself. Meanwhile, the boy, though receiving her love, didn't necessarily feel more fulfilled. He began to feel suffocated and slowly distanced himself from her. In the end, the girl's selfless efforts didn't bring them closer, but instead deepened their emotional separation. Excessive dependence and self-sacrifice may seem like efforts made for love, but this effort often fails to bring real fulfillment. The balance in love should never be one-sided. It should be based on mutual understanding and respect. No matter how deeply we love, we should never lose ourselves. Love is about giving, but the precondition for giving is that we must first have ourselves. Say goodbye to the weight you may not be able to bear. In love, we are often told to love wholeheartedly, to give everything, but just as important is learning how to protect your own heart. In the world of emotions, giving and safeguarding oneself are not opposites. They complement each other. Only through balance can we truly find peace within ourselves and emotional stability. This balance doesn't come from unconditional sacrifice, but from mutual growth, based on respect, understanding, and support. Therefore, finding this balance in intimate relationships is a challenge that every relationship must face. The most important point is respecting each other's needs. In love, respect should never be one-sided. It is always mutual. While caring for your partner, you must also learn to respect your own needs, understanding each other's boundaries and space. Every person is an independent individual, entering the relationship with their own story and emotions. Only when both individuals are able to grow freely within each other's space can the relationship develop steadily and last. When we learn to respect both our own and the other's independence, the relationship avoids unhealthy dependency and moves into a state of mutual support. Another form of respect is effective communication. In intimate relationships, communication isn't just about daily exchanges, it is a deeper emotional interaction. Through open and clear communication, we can express our needs, boundaries, and expectations, avoiding unnecessary conflicts caused by misunderstandings. Communication also promotes mutual understanding and tolerance. Every bit of care and tenderness in a relationship comes from sincere exchanges. Good communication is the strongest bond in a relationship. It helps us find common ground amidst differing opinions and emotions, allowing the relationship to be built on mutual understanding. However, the foundation of communication is individual independence. In intimate relationships, we often see our partner as part of our life, but each person must still maintain their independence. This doesn't just apply to career choices, hobbies, and social circles, but also to emotional autonomy. Even in a deep relationship, we must retain our own life and way of thinking, not relying entirely on the other to define our world. Only when we maintain independence can love become more solid. Just like two trees growing close together, yet still rooted in their own soil. When both individuals maintain their independence, the relationship becomes healthier and more attractive. The balance in love is a delicate art that requires us to nurture and protect it in the everyday moments. Learning to care for the other while preserving our own uniqueness and setting healthy boundaries allows the relationship to be not only filled with warmth and care, but also with freedom and space for growth. In this balance, our love can withstand the test of time, becoming a deep, mature emotional bond. Why not try this approach? It could help both of you feel more at ease with each other. Mature love shouldn't be about one-sided sacrifice or giving, but rather about mutual support and growing together. This kind of love, grounded in equality and cooperation, is not only an emotional connection, but also a journey of individual growth. The true wisdom lies in caring for your partner while also remembering to take care of yourself. It's this balance that allows love to remain enduring and deep. The maturity of love is reflected in both partners being able to support each other while also focusing on their personal development. It isn't about giving up oneself, but about becoming a better and more complete person through shared life experiences. This personal growth not only makes one more attractive, but also brings more positive energy to the relationship. When both people are constantly improving themselves, the love between them grows stronger and deeper as they evolve together. Excessive accommodating can be a hidden crisis in love, leading one person to lose themselves, while the other may feel invisible pressure. To prevent this imbalance from escalating, mutual understanding and acceptance are crucial. By respecting each other's needs and values, and not sacrificing your boundaries to please the other, a healthier, more stable dynamic can emerge. True love is reciprocal, where both individuals find their space, care for each other, and protect their sense of self. In mature love, growth is not only emotional but also personal. Both partners should grow in parallel, not with one stagnating while the other moves forward alone. When both individuals are progressing, the relationship strengthens and deepens through their shared journey of growth. True love isn't about blind sacrifice or excessive giving. It's a relationship built on mutual respect, understanding, and support. In this type of relationship, both partners can care for each other while maintaining their individuality, growing together through love. The power of love lies in the balance found between independence and mutual growth, allowing both individuals to walk further together. Maintaining your sense of self doesn't mean being cold or distant. Rather, it's about preserving your uniqueness and autonomy within the relationship, finding a way to connect that works for both. This balance not only stabilizes the relationship, but also allows each person to grow in love rather than lose themselves. The most beautiful form of love is one that nurtures closeness while respecting each individual's independence and uniqueness. When reflecting on your role in love, ask yourself, have you ever lost yourself in a relationship by trying too hard to please the other person? Have you overlooked your own true needs due to excessive dependence? Through such reflection, we can realign ourselves, rediscover the balance of love, and find that perfect harmony between reason and emotion in our relationships.